Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. A couple of weeks ago, I asked on the community tab on my channel what the next video was that you all wanted to see from me. And there was a couple of different options listed, but you all voted and you voted to see a collection of my signed records. So that's what I'm going to be getting into today. I have about 8 records, like full albums that I'm going to be sharing, and I have a couple of singles that I'm throwing in as well that have some sort of personalization to them. They're not technically signed, but you'll see why they're being included. Also, sorry if my voice sounds a little bit off today. My throat's a little sore, kind of getting over some random sickness that I picked up. I'm not really sure, but I really wanted to film today. I was really feeling it, so I'm going to. So stick with me through this and let's get into the video. So I'm actually going to be starting with the 2 7-inch singles that I mentioned, and they are Houdini and Training Season. I'll start with Houdini first. It is a clear vinyl in just a plain white record sleeve. This is in an inner sleeve, so that's why it's kind of white through the middle part, kind of dropping it. And I'm including these because they're not really signed, but they are hand stamped by Miss Dua Lipa. I made a whole video talking about these. I don't remember if I was unboxing them or maybe it was just in my 7-inch record collection. You can go and watch that. But both Houdini and Training Season aren't signed. They're hand stamped. I think some people might think it's cool. For me, it's not that exciting. I didn't get these because of the hand stamped. I got them because I really like these songs from the album and I was excited when she put them onto a 7-inch single. But because they are hand stamped, I went ahead and included them in this video. So yeah, the Houdini one has a star that just says Houdini. The Training Season 7-inch is this really pretty red color. It is also in an inner sleeve. I have it. I'll link all the sleeves that I use down below. I do it for every one of my videos because I always get comments or people asking which ones I use. So I just go ahead and link those down below for anyone who is interested. The Training Season is double stamped. One is black, one is red. It just says Training Season. And I think this one might be a little more interesting than the Houdini because Houdini is just a single star, whereas the Training Season is 2 stamps. So I did see a perspective that was saying that, you know, no 2 stamps on the Training Season are going to be alike. They are all going to be a little bit different. And so I guess I kind of agree with that and I understand that. I think for me personally, a signature is just a little more special than a stamp because you can literally just like bam, bam, like it's done. It takes honestly less effort than a signature. So I wasn't too impressed by the stamps, but because they were hand stamped, again, I just wanted to go ahead and throw these in there. Now, those are the only 2 7-inch singles that I'm going to be talking about. The rest are 12-inch albums. I'm going to stick with Dua Lipa for the first one. I have here, it is the Radical Optimism signed vinyl. It's actually a signed vinyl insert. So the vinyl is the cover, and then the edition with the signed insert is actually this really cool split record. The blue isn't quite see-through. It's like almost there. The white is definitely opaque. I actually really like this pressing. I think it mimics the ocean really well. It looks like the waves of the water. I just think it's a really cool pressing. So this I really do love. I think when it comes to the signed insert, usually with 12 inches, it's like a bigger one. And you'll see with the other ones that I'm going to show, it's like a big insert that's like almost the size of the album, of like the vinyl. Whereas this one, it's a CD insert. Here, and I'll show you here. So you can see it's her signature, but it's a CD insert. Again, it's like you could have taken the extra step to like put more effort into this and just making it a normal size for a signed vinyl. Happy to have this, but I feel like this album overall, just like with the smaller size in this, and then the Training Season and Houdini's just being stamped, it's kind of lackluster. So excited to have this, but it's definitely not my favorite. Now, the next album that I have is Citrusy by Lemon, world famous drag queen, one of our favorites. I saw that Graffiti Records was pressing this and I immediately snatched it up. I said, that will be mine because this is a banger album. It's really cool because this is a yellow pressing. Imagine that for Lemon. It's got a picture of the lemon as the middle label and I just think it's really cool. It's see-through. I love the color. And then Instead of a signed artwork for this album, she just signed the cover, which I love because most of the time for signed artworks, I just stick them back in the sleeve because I don't have frames for them or anything. So they just get stuck back in the sleeve. And then I sometimes forget about them, forget that I have them. Like going and getting ready for this video and pulling them all out. I went through every single one. I was like, is that one signed? I don't remember. And then I'd have to open it and see. So I really like that it's just the front of the jacket for this record that got signed. I think that's really cool. And then just with the yellow, really really well put together presentation. Love this one, and I love to have Lemon's signature. The next one I have is Renee Rapp, Snow Angel. The signed edition is this really cool blue color. I have this album in a couple of different variants, but this blue one is the one that came signed. I'll show you the center label. That side is just a simple black. The other side is her hand. Nothing too special with the center label, but I do think it's a really pretty color, and I feel like it does actually fit the album pretty well. I think it's a pretty good match. I love the combo. I love the pairing. The signed insert is just a copy of the album cover, which I don't mind at all. I like both when it could be a different picture, it could be just another copy of the album cover, because I really like this album cover, and so I would love to frame this and have it up, and so you know which album it's from. It's just signed on there. The back of it is just a plain blue color. I love to have this one. Renee Rapp is one of my favorite artists, and I'm very, very, very excited and happy to have this in my collection. This next signed one is actually the newest one to my collection. It is Sabrina Carpenter, Short and Sweet. My last video was unboxing this, as well as the Please 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 7-inch, and I also showed off the espresso one. If you want to see that, you can go and watch that video as well. Oh my gosh, my voice. Sorry. You can go and watch that one as well. The pressing for the signed edition of this album is this really pretty like baby blue color. On this center label, it's got some kisses on it. On the other side, it just is like a basic label with saying what's on the vinyl, what's on the record. It's not quite the same blue. I'm trying to grab it correctly, but it's falling out of my hand. It's not the same blue as the album cover, but I kind of don't mind. It still fits the beachy vibes that the album overall has, the summery vibes, so I think it's a good fit. The signed insert with this one is this picture of her laying on the ground in front of a bunch of records. Here's her signature. It looks like it's just her initials with a little X. Like XOXO, I'm assuming, maybe like a little kiss. Taylor does hearts, maybe an X is Sabrina's, not quite sure. I love this album, and I'm very excited to have this. The back of this one actually does have this really cool design. It's almost like newspaper ads for every single one of the songs that are on the album, and I really love this. I will say I kind of wish that we got both of these separately, because I would love to frame this, but I think this by itself is also just a really cool poster that could be framed. We kind of have to decide, do I want the signature showing? Most likely, obviously, or do you want like this back newspaper design look showing? So yeah, I think this is a really cool insert to do for a signed signature. Different from the Renee Rapp, where that one was just the album cover. This is a completely different photo, and again, I like both of them. I don't see a problem or a preference with one versus the other. I like them both. All right, I only have 3 left, and the next one is How to Let Go by Sigrid. Just like the Lemon one, Sigrid signed the actual vinyl sleeve, which I really enjoy. Again, I didn't have to like question whether or not this one was signed. This was maybe one of the very first signed ones that I even had in our collection. Sigrid was my partner's, one of his favorite artists. He got me into her. We saw her in concert. She was in Denver a year or 2 ago. I think it was 2 years ago. And she was absolutely phenomenal. Great concert, 10 out of 10, amazing show. So we got the vinyl, and she just so happened to have them in stock, the signed ones, on her website. And so I was like, well, we have to do it. And the pressing for this one is actually super cool. We don't have any others like this. It's this really cool, like bright green. I don't have any others in my collection that are this color. So it's a really fun one to have. And it's honestly just an incredible album. We listen to this one all the time. Maybe I should make a whole video about like the ones that we spin the most and the ones that we spin the least, because we definitely gravitate toward the same like 5 to 10 albums on repeat, and we have to like push ourselves to be like, we have this entire collection, we should be listening to everything. So this one is definitely one that gets spun a lot. Let me know if you'd want to see a video like that of like the ones that we actually spend the most, because I think I could definitely do it. But yeah, this is the Sigrid How to Let Go signed vinyl. My next signed vinyl is Taylor Swift Midnights. Big fan of Taylor Swift. As you probably know, I have several videos already about her and her music and unboxing vinyl merch, whatever. I only got the signed Moonstone Blue one because I wasn't record collecting when these dropped, and so this was the only one that I wanted. I didn't know if I would even like the album, and so I was like, I'm just gonna get one and it's signed, so at least I'll have something signed by Taylor Swift. I think that's pretty cool. So I got the Moonstone Blue because it is the original cover for the album. This is what the vinyl itself looks like, in case you haven't seen it. It's this really light blue. It's not quite transparent. It is a little bit more here in the center where the music isn't actually at. And then the center label is just a clock, and it's the same on both sides. I have this signed insert in the frame that was actually on her web store at the time that these dropped. They had frames for the signed vinyl inserts and the signed CD inserts. I just got one of them for my signed vinyl insert, and I love the color of it. It matches the furniture in our apartment really well. It matches our bed frame and the side tables. All of our furniture, wood furniture, is kind of this color, so it matched super well. And I kind of wish I had bought more when they were on her web store still, just because I think it's a great frame. It's really good quality. This isn't glass, it's more like a plexiglass or an acrylic, so it's not going to break. And yeah, this just kind of sits out on display most of the time. I really love this one. Now, the last vinyl that I have in my collection that is signed is Taylor Swift's The Tortured Poets Department. Her newest album, incredible. It has very quickly worked its way up to the top of my favorite Taylor Swift albums of all time. It's just incredible. It's an amazing work. The anthology is perfection. Like, honestly, one of the best albums released this year. There's been several incredible albums, but Tortured Poets Department up there with the best. This is the manuscript edition, and because of that, it is white. The color of the vinyl itself fits the theme of the album and the cover really well. It is a double disc, so there's another one here. I'm just not going to get it out because it's the same color, white. And this one came with a signed insert. It's her on what I believe is the beach. There was a couple different like photo shoots a scene for this album, and one of them was kind of in the beach. She's in this big white like button-up shirt, and it also has a heart, same as my Midnights one. I've actually been debating putting this one in here instead, but I love the colors of this Midnights one. The wall in the picture itself matches the frame. I like the pop of blues that are in it. I just think this is a really cool picture, so I'm probably not going to swap them out. But again, I wish I had bought another frame, because then I could put this one out there too. Otherwise, it just sits in the gatefold. I don't really have it on display. Most of my Tortured Poets Department vinyl, I do have all of them. This was the only one that was signed, by the way, was the original manuscript. They sit in the collector's edition box that was for sale on her website as well, so I don't reach for this edition as often. If I want to listen to this album on record, I have the Target edition, which is just a clear translucent version, and that's the one that I spend. But yeah, this is the last signed insert that I have in my collection. So that's it for this video. That is all of the signed vinyl that I have in my record collection. Again, I'm very thankful and very appreciative and very excited and happy to be able to have all of these. I don't really collect like other things. Like, vinyl is kind of what I collect, so if one of my favorite artists releases a vinyl and it is signed, I'm usually going to buy it, just because I think it's also fun to say you have something that's hand signed by one of your favorite artists, like Taylor Swift or Renee Rapp or Sabrina Carpenter. I just think it's fun, and I think it's fun to have in a collection. So I'm very excited, and again, very thankful that I'm able to enjoy this hobby and, you know, purchase the ones that I love. But I think that is about it for this video. If you enjoyed watching it, make sure to like and leave a comment down below, letting me know if you do want me to share and make a whole video about, you know, the records that we actually spend the most. So let me know if you actually want to see that in the comments, and also subscribe to my channel. My goal is to hit 1,000 by the end of 2024. I think we're like 350 away from that, so quite a ways away, but I think it's doable. And by liking and commenting and subscribing, you're helping my channel out, you're helping this video out, and you're helping other people see my content, which is very appreciated, and I would love all of your support. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.